Hi, welcome to Granny Annie Creates. Today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely headband. It's made with a crochet mesh stitch, sometimes called filet crochet. And then we're going to add a flower to the crochet. So this mesh stitch is nice and elastic, which is great for popping on heads and then keeping your hair nice and firmly held underneath the mesh. So to create the mesh crochet, we're going to slip knot the yarn to the hook as usual. Pull both ends and it is firmly on your hook. And then we're going to chain about 10. Let's see how long that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a nice width for a headband because you want it to go around this part. So that's about right. So to create the filly or the mesh, we need to give it the height of the stitch. So another chain of 2 on top of the length that you want your headband to be, or the width. 1, 2. Then we're going to go around the top of the square. So another 2. 1, 2. So 4 added chains. And then we're going to do a double crochet, which is the wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work 2, and that gives us our first hole of the mesh. So then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're working back into our starting chain along here, creating the square of the mesh. So this chain 2 is the top. So now we need to give the little box a side. So we're going to count 2 along the base, 1, 2, and go in on the third with a double crochet. Oh, you don't want to go over. There we go. So you can see we're forming squares. So we're going to do a chain of 2, wrap around. So we're going to do a double, and we're going to do it on to the third stitch. So 1, 2, in on the third one. So we've got 2 chains at the top of the box and 2 chains at the bottom, and the walls of the boxes are made either by the starting chain, or turning chain, or the double crochet stitch here. So we're creating the boxes of our mesh. So another 2 chain and then a double crochet, down 1, 2, in on the third, and then chain 2, and then a double crochet down into the start of your starting chain. That's it. And then we've created our first row of our mesh stitch. So we're going to work up here until our mesh is wide enough to go round the head that it's going to be worn by. So to do the next row, we give ourselves a chain of 2, 1, 2 for the height of the stitch, and then we need to give ourselves another 2 for the top bit of the square. So 1, 2, so 4 chains in total, and then we're going to go double crochet, so wrap around. I'm going to go in on the top of this part of the previous row and do a double crochet, and then that's going to create our next box. So then chain 2, and then double crochet down into top of the wall of the box below, and then double crochet, chain 2, and then a double crochet down into the top of that previous row's double crochet. And chain 2, and a double crochet, which is a wraparound stitch. And lastly, chain 2, and a double crochet down to the base there. And as I say, just keep repeating those rows until you reach a length that's long enough to make a headband. So here's mine. I've got a nice long, so I just crocheted up and up and up and up. So when yours is long enough to make a headband, we're going to join the 2 ends of the work. So if you haven't tied off, that's fine, just carry on using the end, but I've actually tied off, so I'm just going to tie my end back on. Actually, I could do it in the corner there, that'd be neater. So just bring the yarn through and right, to make it sure your headband isn't twisted, bring the 2 ends together that you're going to join, and you can decide which ones you're going to be the front and the back, because you want the best side showing. So once you've worked that out, we're going to do a chain of 4, sorry, chain of 2, not 4, it's the 4 for the box. So we're just going to simply do a chain of 2 and then crochet into the other hole, so we're joining the 2 together. Then we're going to come down this side with a slip stitch, so we're not creating a stitch at the moment, we're just moving to where we want to be on the line, and then we're going to do a chain of 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to bring it to this part of the headband. Then we're going to work along until we get to the top of this double crochet where the chain would be, and then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to pick up the other side of the headband that we're joining it to, and pop a single crochet in there. Then we're going to slip along this side of the headband, and we're going to do a chain of 2 and bring it over to this side of the headband, popping it in the top of that double stitch. So we're creating a chain between the two sides of the headband. So we're simply going to work along the top of this square on this side with slip stitches, and then we're going to create a chain of 2, pick up the corresponding double crochet on the other side, and pop a single crochet in there, and then slip stitch across this box. It's a chain of 2, pick up the side and get to the top of that double crochet with a single crochet, and then slip stitch across the top of this box on this side until we reach the double crochet, and then do a chain of 2, and then join it to this side with a single crochet. Slip stitch along, chain of 2, and then crochet it to the end with a single crochet. And we've joined both of our sides of our mesh stitch together, so it's like a round headband. So you just snip it and secure it off. Where's my scissors gone? There they are. So just pull your yarn down through and give it a bit of a tug, and then you have your headband. Which will be perfect. So now I've made my gorgeous mesh headband. I'm going to make a flower to attach to it. So we're going to work in the round for the flower. I'm going to tie our yarn to the crochet hook with a slip knot, And we're going to do a chain of 3. And I'm going to slip stitch the 2 ends together, forming a ring. Now we're going to work into that ring with some doubles. So do a turning chain of 2 for the doubles, and then we're going to do 11 doubles into this ring. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're halfway round filling this ring with doubles. 7. And the double crochet stitch is the wrap around and in, wrap around and back out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work the next 2. That's the double. We're done. 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're going to slip stitch to form a ring to end the circle. So that's the start of our flower. Then we're going to make the petals. So we're going to do a chain of 5, no, sorry, 3, 3, and then single crochet down onto the next one, and chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a single crochet down into that next stitch along, chain of 3, 1, 2, 3. It's quite hard with this dark yarn to see, but I really wanted a blue headband, so I don't normally work with dark yarns on camera, but there's lots of videos with flowers on my YouTube, so if this one isn't as clear as mud, then check out my other ones, and yeah, you'll be making lots of flowers before you know it. There's one on lots of flowers, making a wreath for Easter, nice door decoration for spring celebrations. So chain 3 and single crochet it down into the circle. So you can see we're going around creating these petals that we're going to fill with stitches in a little while. 2, 3, and then one more will take us back to the beginning. There we are. So even that with a button in the middle would make a pretty flower, but we're going to fill these chains with some petals. So we're going to go up and down in the stitch size. So we're going to start with a single, then we're going to do a double all into this chain space, and back down for a single. If we wanted to go from a single to a double to a treble, back down to a double, a single, and a We would need a chain space of 5 to fit all of those stitches in, but that would make a really tall petal. So we're doing a single and a double, back down to a single. And you can see it's making a nice petal effect. So into the next chain space with a single and a double, back down to a single, into the next chain space, a single, a double, and a single. To the next chain space, single, double, single. You can see our flowers taking shape. So I've got one more chain space to fill. So we'll do that with a single and a double, back down to a single. And then to finish off, you're just gonna cut your yarn and bring it down through. And then we can use these ends to sew our flower onto our hat. And there's my beautiful headband and my flower. If you enjoyed my video, hit like and subscribe and check out my links for my free ebooks and other resources. And thanks for watching.